All right, you guys. So, welcome to our Wednesday night call, and this is actually our very first Wednesday night call of 2020. Clap it up, clap it up. I know you're on mute, but let me just see you clap it up. Brand new year, brand new team call, brand new goals. Let's get it, right? New results, just on fuego right now. New clubs opening, everything is happening, right? And so, first of all, I would like to apologize that we did not have the call last week. I am feeling better. My sinus infection is basically gone. My bronchitis is not gone. But we are on the up and up, okay? And I apologize that we did not have that call last week. So this call is gonna be straight fuego. You guys are gonna be like, we didn't even miss last week's call because that call was just incredible. So tonight we're gonna go over a few different things. The first thing, we're going to talk about who was at the January kickoff this past weekend. If you were at the JKO, put an emoji in the chat that represents how you felt about the event, because let me just tell you, after 7 years of being in Herbalife, not hyping anyone up, that was probably top 3 my favorite JKO. Not because of anything else besides how fire the guest speaker was and how amazing the content was, from the panelists to the speakers to just everything. That January kickoff gave us so many things besides just inspiration. It gave us so many things that we can just instantly implement and use in our business, right? And some of you on the call are on the East Coast, and so you haven't had your January kickoff yet. But I know that you guys are going to get incredible nuggets from those as well, and I can't wait to hear about it because you'll have different guest speakers. But I have a couple people on the call that have volunteered to really share with everybody one of their takeaways from this past weekend. And there's so many things that we can take and pull, of course, but I think it's important to hear from different people, club owners, someone that's looking to open a club that doesn't have a club yet. All of the people that you're gonna hear from are world team members, okay? So all of these people have been to a January kickoff before, right? Maybe even 2, maybe even 3, but they're still showing up and they still have takeaways. And that's what is so important, you guys. We really have to start not telling people how important the events are, but talking about them in such a compelling way that they have fear of missing out if they're not there, right? Because there was people that would have benefited from being in that training that weren't able to make it. And so January kickoff is so important because it sets the tone for the entire year. I mean, we just came out of the most distracted time of year. It's time to get refocused. It's time to really focus on what we're doing in our business. So, so you guys don't always constantly hear from me all the time. I'm so excited to have 4 speakers. They're each going to speak for about 3 to 5 minutes on their takeaways from this past weekend. So the very first person that I want to call up is world team member Regina. Regina, are you out there?
Hey guys, thank you for letting me share on the call tonight. My name is Regina Thomas, aka Slave Pig Queen. Been in the business for almost 4 years now. Super excited to be celebrating my 4-year anniversary soon in February. This JKO is that'd be my 3rd JKO because I joined in February, and it was so valuable. First of all, I've heard Tim Hendricks speak before, and he is military, and I knew that he was a structure guy. I knew that he was religious. For me, I loved how he snuck some scripture in there, and if you didn't notice it, I noticed it, but it was cool. He was sneaking it in there, and I took that away, the language, the inspiration. But to hear his wife and her perspective and how they do the business together and their actual tools, like, I love the house. I've seen the house before. Sarah was so kind to have posted it in our supervisor feed, and if you're not in our feed, go back to your upline's feed. I'm pretty sure they have that information as well. But it was so valuable because it gave an exact tool. I like how they said not only do the house, but I do the house as a leader, and when we come together, you lay your house over mine and we compare. Your numbers may be different, but the houses are all the same. There's still you, there's still the clients, there's still the new, there's still the distributor, still the DMO. And then the breakdown of me and Sarah could probably attest to this, but I think our mentoring session on Monday was one of our most structured mentoring sessions that we had, that had such clear direction of where I'm at now, where my strengths are now, what portion of my house I need to build, what portion of my house I have strength in, so I know where that's coming from. And just reiterating the 90-day plan, 90-day plan, we always know that. But just kind of, and unity is power, was one of the biggest things that I broke down too, is, you know, when we're doing things in bigger groups with everybody, everything that we do, just making sure that, you know, the chords, like one person can reach 1,000, 2 people can reach 10,000, 3 people can reach infinite levels of people. When you wrap those 3 chords together, you're a triple threat, you know? And as long as we're working together, we have that common chord, having the same language and using that same structure, doing what we're doing now, beating to the same beat, showing up to our events, because the events drive it. Mark Hughes knew it. If you get 5 customers through distributors and then 1 new, 5-3-1, if you're doing that every month and you're making sure that you get at least 5 people, 1 to 5 people to every event, it's going to grow you. So focus on that. Every time you're getting a new person who's interested, making sure you're plugging them into the event. And I know it sounds corny, like Sarah says, or I know it sounds cliche, but like literally, you guys, that event was so powerful. And it was the first event that I didn't even cry at. Most of the events I like cry at and I get emotional, and I got emotional, but it was different. Like, it was fire structure where I felt so much more confident in myself as a business woman. That's my takeaway.
Nice. Yes, I love it. And I completely agree. Like, our meeting, when you left, I was like, wow, that was like amazing. Because sometimes when her and I would meet, we would just get distracted, right? In the house, it's just a way for us to really break down and see where our strengths and where our weaknesses are. So yes, thank you so much, Regina. I love the unity thing, that we're going to be doing a lot of stuff together, all the nutrition clubs in the area, everything. And it's so cool. It was actually my first event not crying either. I didn't even think about that, but it was my first event not crying either. And I think like the level of information, and, you know, I've been around for a minute, to hear Tim be like, all right, we're going to study the top distributor. And in all of our brains, we're thinking like, oh, Susan Peterson, or, oh, Jorge and Disney, all these people. And when he gave that to Mark, all of that just brought me right back to why we do what we do. So thank you so much, Regina. I appreciate that. I hope you guys took some notes on her takeaways. And the next lovely person that I am going to bring up on the call is a nutrition club owner. She's a world team member. I would like to bring up Courtney Gibson.
Thank you. I totally agree. This was by far the best event that I've ever been to. I did cry a little bit, but that was when we did the exercise, but I'm kind of a sensitive kind of a girl. So, but I loved how structured Tim was. He just spoke with such clarity, and the house thing, I reiterate, like, I'll piggyback off that. It's just like seeing him go through that and describe it the way he did, and the way, I believe his downline did it in the colors, and everybody's using that for JKO now. It just made it so simple, and it was like all of a sudden somebody turned a light on. So I totally agree with that. But I have to say, one of my biggest takeaways was he said, have a short-term goals and have long-term goals. And you need to figure out what you need, because we all know the products work. we all know the business works. So if you're kind of stagnant, like what is it that you're missing? Like what area do you know that you need to grow on? And ask for help. And I can attest to this because ironically enough, I did this with Sarah a couple weeks ago. I had never had a 3-day trial done on me, and I didn't feel confident saying I could coach someone through one where I had never been through one. So she did that with me, and my confidence level has just skyrocketed. I've gotten more clients because now I know, like, I have confidence when I follow up, how I speak to them, when, where, how, all that stuff. So he said, if I can figure out what I need to do, what do I need? Get them out of your head and get them on paper, and ask for help and offer your help too. Say, I don't know what I can contribute, but if there's ever anything that I can give back, let me know and I'll be there. And so those were some of my biggest takeaways. And another one that I really loved is to love people where they're at. So really ask them like what they need. Like, do they just need to make a couple $100? Do they just need some more energy? And just follow up with them and love on them where they're at, and it'll grow from there, because you're being authentic. They called it dripping on people. So you just drip on them, you love on them where they're at, and things are going to naturally grow from there. So those were some of my biggest takeaways.
Amazing. Those are awesome. I love it. So second person talking about the house, okay? I'm going to show you guys the house before this call is over. I'm going to pull it up on the screen and talk about it.
Too bad.
So I won't keep talking about that part of it. But what I do want to talk about, what she mentioned, is being willing to ask for help. Sometimes it can be I don't understand it, because I'm always like, hey, can you help me with this? I've never been a person that kind of has reservation to ask a question. But I know a lot of people do. And so something that I want to share with you guys is, like, you are never bugging your mentor. Do you hear me? You are never bugging your mentor. They might be busy. They might have to reschedule with you a million times, or they might have to be like, I'll call you right back. I'll call you right back. I'll call you right back. But you are never bugging your mentor if you're coming to them with things like, hey, I was out in the streets and this situation happened. What should I do? Or, hey, I have a customer. They're thinking about being a distributor. Do you have any advice for me? Or, hey, I'm really good at getting all these clients, but I don't have any distributors yet. Or those kind of questions. If you're hitting up your mentor for those kind of questions, they are going to be an open book for you. Okay? Now, don't hit up your mentor if you actually like, hey, how much is Formula One? Okay? Or what ingredient is in the tea that gives you energy? Or something like that. Do every last thing you can do to possibly Google it, look on My Herbalife, find it yourself. And then when you've exhausted those resources, then ask your mentor. Okay? But what your mentor, like, I told Courtney, I said, I'm so happy that she had the courage to say that to me. I would have done it for her a long time ago, but I'm happy that she had the courage to say that to me, because she's literally had an epiphany since the trial till now. Yesterday, she sent me a voice clip, and I said, Courtney, I don't know if it's still there or not, but can you please play back that clip and just listen to your voice, because you don't even sound like the same person in a good way. She sounded confident. She sounded clear. She knew exactly where she was going. She has no reservations whatsoever about talking to people about the products. And the very next day after January kickoff, she did a wellness profile completely by herself and sold a $150 program and got her very first person to ever join the challenge, because she was willing to ask for help, right? And then on the other side of that, she's also a contributing leader, because she asked me, how can I help? And she's the product display and hospitality person at the event. Do you see how it just goes hand in hand? And if I did not have her doing hospitality and the display at the event wouldn't be as, like, I need her to do that. And she needs me to help her too. We have to use our strengths and weaknesses. So when I met with Regina, I was like, girl, your strength is you got a good group of clients. Like, you got some existing clients. That's really strong. Where I'm really strong at is recruiting and getting distributors. Why don't we just work together on that? You're good with the clients. As soon as you get a distributor person, let me help you do that part of it because that's what I'm good at. You see what I'm saying? So the house is a really good representation of your strengths and your weaknesses. We'll talk about that in a second. But just because you have a weakness doesn't mean like, oh, crap. It just means like, who are my resources? Who can I use to help? And Kelsey and I, our nutrition club right now is struggling a little bit. I'm just going to be real. We're not as busy as some of the other clubs in the area. What did we do? We asked for help. We're going to meet with Tara and Aaron, who did 22,000 volume points from their nutrition club last month in December. Do you think that I do not have to look far or even think hard to be like, who am I going to ask for help? You see what I'm saying? Like, and that's so cool that they're a part of our organization. And the difference, you guys, between Herbalife and having a normal, like, let's say corporate America job like Sarah Johnston used to have, is that in Herbalife, we want to, like, if I'm above you, I want to reach down and grab you and pull you up. If it's corporate America, I'm above you, I'm on a ladder, I'm trying to kick you down because you're about to take my job. In Herbalife, we want everyone to be successful. We share everything, right? That's why that's why we love it so much, because it's different from our job. Okay, we want everyone to be successful. So thank you, Courtney. I know that was a really long tangent, but thank you. That was amazing. Okay, the next person I want to bring up, world team member on her way to global expansion team this year. She's on fire. She's killing it. And she originally was my business partner, right, with Kelsey and Jamie, right? And I tell her all the time, I don't know if she believes me or not, but like I couldn't do what she's done. And I look up to her so much for her work ethic and her no matter what mentality. This woman is a single mother with 4 children and has opened a nutrition club and is running it and is absolutely killing it. And she was on a panel, a high flyer panel at the January kickoff. She got interviewed on stage. She got a standing ovation. Okay? I love her to death. Her name is Sarah. My dad's name is Frank. Her dad's name is Frank. We're like this, okay? So Sarah Johnson, world team member, please come on and share your biggest takeaway from the JKO.
Thank you, Sarah. I love the spiel. I think only us can laugh about the Frank and Sarah.
I still think it's funny. I don't think anyone else thinks it's funny.
Hey guys, thank you for hosting the call tonight, Sarah, and great job with the previous shares, Regina and Courtney. So it's really cool because when Sarah's like, what are you going to share about your takeaway? And I was like, it's so funny what happened. So 2 days before the event, I got texted by Layla and was like, hey, you're going to be on the panel for the high flyers. Like, jump on a call in 5 minutes. And I'm like, okay, I guess I'll be on this call. And so I had really no clue what I was going into. If anything, I was like nervous about it because it's very scary being on stage, especially like you're up there with Tara and Aaron who are like killing it, doing 20,000 points. And so I was like, what am I going to say? Like, what kind of message do I want to get across? And it wasn't until I went on stage, like this actually blows my mind, but I didn't know what my why was until I got on stage. And so that's like the importance of coming to the event. And I just realized, like, as I was talking about my kids and stuff, like as Sarah said, I'm a single mom of 4. Like, if I pass away, like my kids, if I hadn't had Herbalife, they would have to go live with my parents, and like my parents would take care of them, or some family member, and there'd be like no financial assistance, maybe Social Security, that's like a couple $100 a month. And it wasn't until I was like talking on stage, like my mind was like blown that I actually, like I've always known I had the opportunity, but it just never hit me until I was on stage sharing my story. And then like, I want to be able to share that with more people. And I heard Tim speak before, and last time he came out, like, to be honest, like I wasn't really excited about having him be the guest speaker because I don't really relate to him. I'm like, he's military. I have nothing in common with this guy. And so I was actually going to go to the Los Angeles JKO because the speaker down there is like fire. She was a single mom, but it just didn't work out. And I'm honestly so glad that I chose to stay in NorCal and support our region, because the first time I heard him speak, I was very new in the business and very immature and like doing Herbalife as a hobby. just doing it for like, oh, look at the pictures and like the nice dressing up thing. And I wasn't really doing it as a business opportunity. And this time hearing him, I literally felt like I was listening to Mark Hughes when I was in the training. Like he sounded like Mark Hughes, like everything he was saying was just like, I have my notes in the car and I won't go over them, but like, it's just so crucial. Like it was just like mind blowing to me, like how much I changed personally in my business and like just as a person in general. Like I used to be very immature and it's okay to have fun, but like the person I am now, I'm like, I know where I'm headed and I don't want any distractions or any like noise that's going on. Like I don't care about that kind of stuff. And like the old Sarah was like super into the drama. And so it was cool to like hear him. He probably said the same things he did 2 years ago when I heard him. It's just, that's the importance of why you need to continue to plug into the events and like show up no matter what. My kids had basketball games all weekend. Like I still figured it out. Like if you were on the call and you weren't able to go, like no problem, no worries. Like there's no pressure. But like my biggest thing when I share with people is like, if I can do this, even when I had my full-time job, like anybody can. So there's, like Sarah said, like I'm no excuses, like attitude. Like I might not want to show up every time or I might be going through a funk, but like you still have to show up. And going to the event, this event was like getting, and Tara might touch on this too, but when we got a special, we had to get prepped by Tim for the panel, and it was like an hour-long prep. And honestly, like I could have just had that, and that would have been my event, because I got to hear him prep each single speaker and then prep myself. And it wasn't just like, okay, this is what you should say. Like he like dug in, wanted to hear our story. I learned more about, I just learned more about the other people on the panel, and just how he was like literally like mentoring us. It was the coolest thing. Like I would have paid thousands of dollars to have that experience again, because of who he is and what he's done. So that's my share. And I just I want to say, you know, Sarah had asked in the chat, like who wants to talk on the call. And anytime you're given a chance or an opportunity to be on a panel or speak, even if you don't want to, like I'm in the club right now, like I don't want to be here, I want to be home, but I came here to kind of be away from the kids so it wasn't so loud. Like don't ever turn those opportunities down because you're nervous, because if you want to be on stage and speak and do that kind of stuff, like these little calls right now, that's how it all gets started. So just like make sure you step up for yourself and for your business.
Yes, I loved that. That was amazing. For time purposes, I'm not going to recap everything, but I do want to say something about what she said. It is so true. Like Sarah said no to Herbalife for 2 years. You guys, I just want you to think about that. She didn't even go, like she got invited to a fit camp. No, I don't want to go. Even when she did go, don't sell me nothing. I don't want nothing. No. That's where her mindset was at. Okay. Then she got on a 3-day trial, changed everything for her and her daughter. Okay. The products did the initial work. The products did. Okay. It wasn't what Jamie said. It wasn't what it wasn't what anyone else said. Maybe, I mean, Jamie is her BFF, but I'm just saying, like, the thing that got her to be a customer was the 3-day trial after her saying no for 2 years. Okay. Then she is in the business, I don't remember how long, but she goes all in and decides to go partnership in a nutrition club. But her mentality still was not ready for what she heard on stage this past weekend. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, this is a journey. So if you have decided that you're going to do Herbalife and you're going to do it for the rest of your life, enjoy the ride and be okay with the fact that life is going to happen and that you have to be patient yet passionate. There's a caveat to that, because you can just be like, well, I'm going to be in this for the rest of my life. I'm going to talk to one person every 3 days. Like, as long as I don't quit, I'm going to be a president's team member. No, that mentality doesn't work, right? But if you're doing skill and you're grinding and you're working on yourself, because if she wasn't doing personal development, Tim Hendricks would have been the exact same guest speaker for her. And something to remember is that think about how long it took her to get to that place in her mind, okay? Remember that when you have new distributors. Do not expect them to be you right away. Remember how long it took for you to even want to get on these calls. See what I'm saying? So just remember that and have patience with people when they're coming in, and love on them, love on them, love on them, and love on them. And that's what happened for Sarah. The community is what kept her in, I believe. And then now she's just on fire, right? Okay, perfect. Thank you so much, Sarah. I appreciate you leaving your home to go to the club to go do that and then go all the way back. Thank you so much. And then not last, but definitely not least, okay? We have a power couple on the phone, on the call, not on the phone. We have a power couple on the Zoom, you guys, and I haven't known Erin as long as I've known Tara, but Tara and I have kind of a special relationship, and it's just been really cool to see like her journey. I've kind of been around since she began, and I have to give her a little toot for never giving up as well, because she went through some really tough things in her Herbalife business. I know a lot of people would have used those reasons to quit, okay? And then she met her love of her life, and he got amazing results. And you guys, he still has a full-time job, right? And Tara and Erin run this club. They've got a little team forming, and they literally like inspire me so much, because it doesn't matter how big the obstacle is, they just go for it anyways. You see what I'm saying? Like the first week of December, their volume was at like less than 2,000, you guys. 7 days into December. 7 days, that's today. We're on the 7th, today I think. 8th, whatever. That's 7 days. They only had like less than 2,000 points, and they closed December at 22,000 points, you guys, because they believed so much in themselves, and also how much they deserve to go to the freaking Bahamas. You're like, they deserve it so much. You don't get anything in Herbalife unless you work hard for it, but it's so worth it. So I'm so excited to say we have first time vacation qualifiers at the world team level. Y'all, they're not Get Team, Mill Team, Press Team. These are world team members. They've owned their nutrition club now, I think 6 months, maybe 7 months. I'd like to welcome up Tara and Erin. You're on mute. You're on mute.
I'm like, hold on. So I'm sorry. Wow. Thank you so much for all of that. And thank you for everyone who shared. And she is right. We've gone through a lot of hurdles and stuff like that. But when it came to wrapping up the year strong, we just set the attention, and we just knew that we made the decision and it would show up. We weren't sure how it was going to show up. We just knew it was going to show up one way or the other. We weren't taking no for an answer. And it was interesting, you guys, we had some PMs that were going to help us close the month. They didn't know they were going to help us, but we were counting on them to order. But at the end of the month, we knew we couldn't really count on that. So we just pushed harder, and then they ended up showing up anyway, which got us 2,000 over our number, because we were trying to hit like 20,000 and some change. And then we went way over just because it just happened. So we just pushed real hard. And thanks to this guy, he's like, we're going, just put the chin strap on, we're going. I was like, okay. So thank you for that. So I'm super excited to share, you guys, and thank you for everyone who shared. So I just want to share a little bit about when we went into the JKO. We've seen Tim Hendricks before, and we wrote some notes, and we went into the event with intention. So let me tell you about the 3 things that I took down, because I got those exact 3 things. And then I'll tell you the outcome of it, because it happened Monday, super fast. Our intention was, the first one, we need tools to grow a team. The second one, to get inspiration and direction. The third one, a clear, understandable, and relatable way to become an effective leader and pour valuable information into our team. So that was our mindset when we went there. Those like 3 things. So one of the first things that happened that was pretty magical for us was what Sarah Johnson said, was the panel prep. The panel prep was like you qualified for a high level one-on-one training. That's how we felt. It was incredible what took place on the panel prep. So if you get a chance and you're scared to do anything in a leadership sense, just do it anyway, because you never know what shows up. We never knew that was possible. We learned so much just from the prep. So the house tool, you guys, we've heard of the house before, we just haven't been using it, but it's a very effective way to help the team understand how to work their business. So now with the way that the house is set up, I actually have a viable tool that we're going to use. We actually have a meeting to do it. I think it's tomorrow night. So we can show them, we actually have a live workable tool, because I was lacking that in the business. I just didn't know how to take all the little things and show them where they're weak and where they're strong. So now we have that tool. So I was excited to use that, and with direction on how to use the tool, and we're going to train on the house. So the second thing was inspiration and direction. What I took was the how to teach the marketing plan slides. Oof. I'm just going to say it. Sarah's amazing with the marketing plan, but I was talking to distributor all the way up the food chain. Lost them a long time in the conversation. So with the how to teach the marketing plan slides, my languaging now, I really slowed it all down and just kept my mindset on the first 3 slides, depending on their goals, of course. But now I have the confidence just to keep them in, I'm going to call like the kindergartner box, just right there where they can understand it. Just give them what they need and walk away from that conversation of the marketing plan. So that was invaluable. The third thing was the languaging. So they talk about dripping on people, and Courtney talked about it. Well, we would call it like loving on them or sprinkling love on them. So dripping's awesome because it's kind of the same thing. So the conversations we had with people, instead of us trying to just give them everything that they could do because we have such big vision, we would then just ask them specifically, nonchalantly, I would just calm down when I'm talking to them and just say, like, what are your goals? Like, what do you want from Herbalife? When you come in it like that, they actually get to tell you exactly what you want. And then Tim gave us a direction on how to get them exactly what they want based on those marketing plan tools. So the conversations that I had with people coming right out of the JKO, I'm literally Monday morning, and I put this in some of the feeds that were in, I put this in the feed right away on Monday. Like, our club was like, I want to say like a symphony. It's the first time I've ever seen it like this. It was like magic. I promise you, I swear, I felt like the conductor. So I had PMs coming in already. And I was already having great conversations with them. But what I did is what Mark Hughes said, and it's 80% stories, 20% content. So I would have my PMs in there already hungry. They're doing great, talking to the new people that came in because the challenge is happening. So the PMs are already getting great results. And I've been asking them, may I have permission to share your story? So I take the PMs, knowing who's at the bar, knowing the conversations I'm having, take the PMs, and then they start talking to my new people, and those conversations are happening. So then I got other people in the challenge that want to get in the challenge but are pretty skeptical. So I have other PMs coming in, and I'm saying things specifically knowing that my current PMs know what I'm saying, and that I'm getting a new PM, and I pull them over and I say, can I share your story? I'm having my PMs share all their stories with all the new ones, and it was just magical. So utilizing your current PMs to help edify you or the club is a great way to get people excited to take that next step. So effectively talking about the language. Then I converted one PM into a distributor. So on Monday, I signed up 2 PMs, brand new PMs because of my current PMs. Then I took my current PM, converted her to a distributor. That was all Monday. So our volume Monday was like 593 points. Aaron comes to the club and says, hey, babe, how did it go? I'm like, our volume went up 1,000 volume points. He was like, Okay, rock and roll, girl. So then we end the day, and then yesterday I did the same thing. All I did was just calm down at what I'm saying, drip on them, have good languaging, and then yesterday, we had a current PM that I'm going to share her story. She lost 30 pounds in 3 months, lost 7% body fat, 2% on her visceral fat. And because I posted about Peyton getting a 42% profit because she went from senior consultant to qualified producer in my team, I posted that on my Instagram. My PM said, I'd like to talk to you about an opportunity to make 42% in a business. One post. So now she converted to a distributor, but got an amazing result. So she has the advantage already because she lost 30 pounds. So I just want to say, learning what Tim said, all I did was just 2 distributors, 2 PMs, switch the languaging, calm down when you're talking, make it about them, and then it just gets really easy. And use your current people to influence your new people. It really is magical. So that's my takeaways on the languaging. And my last one was, sometimes you say no for a bigger yes, and all the obstacles are going to come forward. Just don't worry about them, and just go through them, like Tim said, like they don't exist. There's going to be the people that come in that don't lift you up or lift up the club. Just love on them, and just love on the ones that want your help. So that's all I got for you.
Is Aaron going to, or is it was?
It'll just be me. Yeah.
Okay. That was a training. Did everybody enjoy the training tonight? that was a training. I mean, you guys have grown leaps and bounds in just 6 months. Like, also, I want you guys to understand, like the first 6 months of the year, they didn't hardly. How much volume did you guys have?
Which months?
First 6 months, like hardly nothing.
Like.
Maybe
we had some 500-point months. We had some 2,000-point months.
So maybe like less than 10,000 at the middle of the year.
More like five
and under every month. First 6 months.
For 6 months.
They qualified for the vacation in 7 months.
Basically, yeah.
In 6 months.
We sure did.
You had a little bit from the month before you opened, so we have to.
Oh yeah.
So I'm gonna say 7 months, but you guys, holy moly. Like, we make Herbalife sometimes too hard in our mind. If we just focus on what we want and not what we don't want, that is what is going to show up over and over and over and over and over again, right? And I mean, there were so many things that you said, Tara. That was such a good, I'm so happy I recorded that, because I want you to watch yourself, because that was incredible, right? And I love how you talked about inspiration and information, because sometimes we leave these events just thinking about the personal development, and we don't instantly implement what we learned in our business, right? So Courtney and Tara and Aaron both the very next day implemented something that they learned, got a new customer, new preferred members, new distributors, right? So it's taking action on those things within 24 hours of learning them. You're just going to be fired up, because once you see that it works in your brain, you're going to be like, oh, I'm going to do this over and over and over and over and over again, right? You're going to be excited to do the work. It's not going to be like, oh, you see what I'm saying? So thank you guys. That was phenomenal. Thank you so much. We are at 8:45. Okay, and I have a few more things that I want to get through that are really important, so I'm going to talk a little bit fast, but this is recorded, okay? I don't really want to go over an hour on these calls for you guys. I want to respect your time. So if you got something out of that JKO panel on this call, show them some love in the chat, send them a message afterwards, give these people feedback, you guys. Like, tell them how they did, tell them what you learned. It really helps us grow, right? Okay, moving right along, the next thing that I want to talk about are the promotions that the company, a couple of the promotions that the company has out right now. And where do you guys think I'm going to go to show you guys those promotions? Where do you think? myherbalife.com. So I am going to exit the full screen mode, and I have I have, well, I thought I was logged in. Okay. Here we go. Can you guys see me? Or can you guys see the screen? Can someone go off mute and tell me, because I can't see anything.
No.
Nope.
We can see
I
you
can see it.
if you're trying to. We can
Oh,
see your
you can
face.
also see me. Okay, you've been watching me look at it. Okay, can you see this?
Yeah.
Yes.
There it is.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so we are on myherbalife.com, and I'm just gonna go over a couple things that are on the main banner here, okay? So the first thing that I wanna talk about is this promotion right here, because it recently made me like $50 and I was super excited about it. So I'm gonna click on here so that you guys can see. There is something called, we have a little bit of background noise. If you guys can mute yourself. Zach, I think it's you because it's popping up. There we go. Okay. So, okay. For your retail customers, HN Rewards is something that you have to activate to have it on your Go Herbalife site. Okay. So it's something that you have to turn on as a distributor. Okay. And it's open to any of your or any of your retail customers that purchase that have signed up for HN Rewards. Okay, so it's free to sign up, and right here you can click this blue link and it will direct you to all of your customers that you have saved in My Herbalife, and you can invite them via email to join HN Rewards. Okay, and then this right here is where you can activate it to have it on your website. Okay, so they put all of that stuff right here just from clicking the main banner, right? And for this month, any customer that places a $125 order before tax and shipping is gonna get a free jeweled Herbalife branded mirror, okay? So this is the customer flyer that you can send to your customers, right? And it just automatically gets added to their order when their order comes in the mail. And guess what? I didn't buy that mirror. I didn't have to spend money on that mirror. Herbalife cut the check for those mirrors that helped grow my business. We can do promotions for our customers all the time, but when Herbalife does them for us, I'm like, hey, right? So all they have to do is sign up for HN Rewards first. And then when they place their order, this is going to be included. Now, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but HN Rewards has like absolutely incredible prizes that your customers, your retail customers, can track points to earn. Okay, so if you haven't taken the time to look that up, that's going to be the first thing to do on your homework. I'm talking about like AirPods. I'm talking about Fitbits. I'm talking about branded LA Galaxy scarves. I'm talking about stuff that we can't even buy that only is for HN Rewards. Okay, so these are retail customers that purchase their products through your retail website.
Hey, Sarah,
Yes,
how do we activate it? You said we have to activate it first before they can
right
get
here.
credit? Oh,
Right
so,
here.
so the top link, okay, so the bottom link is for,
Activate
okay.
today.
Yep,
Thank
right
you.
there. Yes, you're welcome. Okay, so that is the first thing I want to talk about. Moving right along to the next thing.
Oh wait, Sarah, can I say something too? It also, once you click on a link, because I just did it yesterday, it tells you who's already registered under their HN Rewards and how long they've been registered as well. So you can see
Nice.
what clients are already on the rewards program and what ones aren't.
Perfect. Thank you for that. Okay, the next thing on our banner up here is the new distributor action program, you guys. Oh my gosh, I am so excited about these prizes. Like, I don't know, I feel like I'm gonna have to like bribe one of my new distributors to give me these ear pods because I love the backpack too. It is incredible. So I want to go over the qualifications, you guys, because if you're sleeping on DAP, you're missing out on bonus credits that will qualify you for LDW and Extravaganza VIP. You guys, I go for gold, at least gold VIP at every single JKO and LDW and Extravaganza. because there's so much more that you get just for going to the event. It is a completely different event. You're treated as if you're a president's team for the entire event, right? It's just, if you're gonna go to the event, go for VIP, right? Well, Herbalife says, we have an LDW coming up in April, okay? So the qualifications for LDW VIP, first you have to be a supervisor, okay? Then everything you do after that, those next 2 months are first you're a supervisor, then you get to accumulate your volume from January, February, and March to qualify in April. Well, for every new frontline DAP qualifier, level 2, that you get between January, February, and March, you're gonna get 2,500 bonus points towards your VIP qualification at LDW, okay? The coolest part about this is it also includes people that started their DAP at the end of 2019 to qualify for the bonus credit for you. So just hear me out, listen to this. If you're taking notes, write it down. If you're already a supervisor or above, if you have anyone that did 500 in November and December, if they do it in January, that will be 2,500 bonus points for you because they finished the DAP qualification in the same 3 months that we're qualifying for LDW. So if someone, their first 500 month was November, December, January, that counts. December, January, February, that counts, okay? And then for the people that we sign up this year, these are going to be their gifts, but it's still the same thing. Anybody, we have all month long to get as many new frontline distributors as possible and help them just achieve 500 points. Because if we can get them 500 January, 500 February, 500 March, they're gonna be recognized at their first LDW as a brand new qualified producer and DAP qualifier, possibly even supervisor by that time. And your team is going to see you sitting VIP because you took advantage of those bonus credits. How I qualify for gold and platinum is not because I do 22,000 volume points like Tara and Aaron, okay? I qualify because I know my strengths, and my strengths is recruiting, and I make sure that I have people hitting DAP and people hitting supervisor, okay? The second part of that is if that same person during this qualification period achieves DAP and hits supervisor, you just got 5,000 points of bonus credits towards your LDW VIP. So if there was ever a time to be more motivated to recruit like crazy in the month of January, this is it. Because all we got to do is get them to 500, 500, 500, and that's at least a 2,500 bonus for you, plus their volume points count for you too. And this month just happens to be double volume up to 5K, you guys. In January, if you do 5,000 points, it counts as 10,000 points towards the VIP at LDW, okay? So if you're a supervisor or above, I was just talking to you. Those are the things that you need to know. And when you're signing up these new distributors, isn't it so cool that we get to be like, look at these new gifts that you get, right? So I want to go over what these DAP qualifications are. So the first one is level 1, okay? And when you sign up a distributor in this year, that's what these gifts are for. So anyone that signs up January and beyond, they either have to do the level 1 or 2 the first month they are a distributor or the second month. If they don't do it by the first or second month, they will not be a DAP qualifier, okay? So it has to happen either the first month that they sign up or the second month, which is really cool because it used to just be the first month. So Herbalife has given us a little more wiggle room on that. So if they do 250 3 months in a row, they will get, they're not Apple EarPods, they're just, they're earphones, okay? But they're compatible with any phones, branded, okay? If they do 500 3 months in a row, they get both. Okay, so this kind of gives a breakdown, like someone can even do it in a 6-month period. If they qualify level 1 first, and then they qualify level 2, they can get both rewards, right? Or let's say they do 250, 250, but then that 3rd month they're already at 500. As long as they do 500 2 more months, they're gonna get both of the rewards, right? Here's a way to do it even faster. 250, 500, 500, 500, they get both, okay? Or this is what I'm gonna tell my people. Listen, we got 500 points, y'all. That's only 2 to 5 clients. I can help someone get 2 to 5 clients in January when everyone wants results, right? So we're gonna go for 500 3 months in a row right off the get, and they're gonna have a beautiful leather branded backpack and ear pods. Are you kidding me? That is so cool, you guys. And they're giving themselves a raise already their first month. They're now at 35%. So please don't sleep on DAP for multiple reasons, okay? And when someone hits it in our organization and we post it in the chats, please celebrate it as if that's your distributor. Make it the biggest deal ever, because this is their very first promotion in Herbalife. It's the very first time maybe in their whole life that they're getting recognized for something positive instead of negative. So let's be their biggest cheerleaders, right? So DAP qualifications, if you have any questions, go to myherbalife.com. And then the third thing on here, welcome back promotion, has been extended. So anyone that was a distributor or a preferred member that completely let their account go inactive, meaning they did not order for a year or more, they did not pay their annual fee, they can rejoin with their original sponsor, okay, for free. And some of them are coming back at a higher discount, right? So that is not to be confused. I've had a couple people ask me, well, my annual fee is due, why can't that be free? These are for people that have completely gone inactive, okay? So welcome back promotion. You never know, like Kirk had someone, a preferred member, join again, and he didn't recognize the name. He had no idea who originally signed her up, but now she's front line to him. See what I'm saying? So post about welcome back all month long. Go into your BizWorks and be like, who are my people that have kind of fizzled out? Let them know about this. It costs them nothing to rejoin, right? So welcome back promotion. And then we talked about the leadership development double volume this month. You guys take full advantage of it. Take full advantage of it. Set a goal that you want for VIP at LGW, and then have your mentor work backwards with you on how you can qualify, right? And then the last thing I want to talk about as far as promotions go is the 40th anniversary promotion, because they've actually given us another chance to qualify for this. So this is the promotion where if you're already a supervisor, you must do 3,000, 3,500, or 5,000 points 3 out of 4 months in a row, okay? And if you do that, if you qualify the gold level, you're gonna get a gift from all the categories. If you qualify silver, you'll get a gift from 3 categories, and so on, right? So the original qualification period was between September and December. So you can still, if you did it during that time, boom, you're good, you qualified, you can claim your gift, okay? To claim your gift, go under events and promotions and click track my progress, okay? But Herbalife is so dope, they're like, listen, we only have a 40th anniversary one time, we're gonna give you guys another shot. So the next qualification period is between November and February. So between November and February, if you do 3,000 points, 3 out of the 4 months, it does not have to be in a row, okay? But 3 out of the 4 months, you're gonna get the bronze level gift. 3,500, 3 out of the 4 months, silver level, 5K, 3 out of the 4 months, gold, okay? So they gave us a second shot for that qualification period. Just wanted to share that. And the last thing that I'm going to talk about is our incredible team retreat. So this is a promotion, you guys, that is not from Herbalife, but is from the leadership in our organization. And we have done team retreats in the past, and people, I mean, they're so fun. They're so, like, I know Sarah Johnson personally had like a huge epiphany at one of the team retreats. And I want to talk about when we originally launched this promotion. I didn't know I was going to be sick. I didn't know all this stuff was going to happen, and there was a lot of distractions. And so there's no point in having a team retreat if not a ton of people qualify for it. We want as much people to be there as possible, okay? So I have the original retreat qualifications pulled up right here, but also we've added a caveat to help more people qualify, okay? So I'm gonna go over what the qualifications are again, right? And the qualification period is November, December, and January, right? November, December, and January. So in order to go to the retreat, the first level of the promotion, in order to go to the retreat, stay one night, we're gonna have your Saturday morning shake breakfast. We're gonna do our outdoor team building activity. We're gonna make lunch for everyone. We're gonna do some personal development. I'm gonna cook a dinner for everyone that night. We're gonna have fun that night. And then Sunday morning, a breakfast, a little bit of PD, and possibly a workout, okay? So that the bare minimum to be able to go, if you are already a supervisor, if you were a supervisor on November 1st, okay? If you were a supervisor on November 1st, you either do 1,000 points 3 months in a row, or you can accumulate 3,000 points by the end of by the end of January, okay? So you would take your volume from November, December, and January. If it adds up to 3,000, you can go on the retreat, okay? If you were not yet a supervisor during these months, all you have to do is hit supervisor by the end of January, and you get to go on the retreat. That's amazing, okay? The second level of qualification is 2,500 3 months in a row as a supervisor, or you can accumulate 7,500 points from November, December, and January, okay? So this, again, is everything listed above, plus you're gonna get unlimited shakes, tea, and aloe during the retreat, and you're gonna get a branded Press Squad or Power Fusion mug, a little swag, right? And then the third level, which of course we always wanna go for everything, is 5K 3 months in a row, or 15,000 accumulated volume points in November, December, and January, okay? Or if you are somebody that has gotten a brand new frontline supervisor during November, December, and January, you can come for the 2 nights, as long as you did a minimum of 1,000 in those 3 months, okay? So if you just help sponsor someone to hit supervisor, by the end of this month, you get to get the gold level qualification, as long as your volume adds up to 3,000 and you have that new frontline supervisor. So does everyone understand that? I'm gonna look at the chat. Okay, I like it, Erin. See you Friday, so excited. Okay, so is everyone excited about that? I just wanted to give us a shot where if your business was a little bit slower at the end of the year, you can really drive it home and still qualify for the level that you wanna qualify for to go on the retreat. And I just wanna show you guys, again, I pulled up the Airbnb because we have it confirmed now. I'm so excited. So here, they haven't given us the exact address yet, but it's in Alta, California, a little bit up from Alta, California. And I'm gonna show you guys the pictures again, just because we haven't talked about it in a while. And Herc and I are gonna be meeting with Tara and Erin soon to talk about some awesome things that we're gonna do, but it definitely is gonna be snowy, okay? So we're gonna talk about carpooling, all that kind of stuff, but the house is absolutely beautiful. It's a cabin, and take a look at this. So there's I think there's 6 beds in here. There's plenty of couches, chairs. We can bring sleeping bags. Look at that beautiful big glass window. Bunk beds. Oh my gosh, I know Kelsey's gonna want a bunk bed. We got the kitchen. We got all, the house is just absolutely beautiful, and it's gonna be such a great way to bring in the new year, have some fellowship, have some fun. and just really enjoy all of the hard work we did and celebrate. So I'm super excited for the retreat. I hope you guys are too. Do we have any questions about the qualification? Any questions at all? I'm going to send that picture in all the chats so that you guys have it. But any questions about that? Are we excited? Woo! You guys can go off mute now. You can completely go. You can just scream off the top of your lungs if you want. But yes,
it's gonna happen.
Super freaking excited.
Yes. Okay, cool. Okay, so I'm at 9:06. That was pretty good. We got a lot talked about. 9:06. I'm gonna stop the recording. And